Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is Bucko Brew, powered by DeFair Coffee and Tea. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. And Jim, happy Monday. Happy time to be back from the NS9 podcast weekend. How are you doing?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. Not so much for the Pirates. I mean, a really rough series loss, but it was great to be in Pittsburgh. The NS9 tailgate, I think, went really well. Really nice turnout. Thank you to everyone who showed up. It was a lot of fun, and the catch on the field afterwards that seemed really cool too. So, yeah, it was a good weekend.
It was. And to go back to the catch on the field, I mean, such incredible feedback from that, I felt. People really enjoyed that experience. So I'm glad you all got to experience that. And so many people was like, just like at first it's like whatever, but then it was like I was playing catch with my dad and I was like, this kind of hit me in the feels. So good
Yeah,
stuff.
that was
But
really cool.
yeah, but losing 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, then 2 out of 3 from Miami, not so good. Pirates are 3-7 in the last 10, 500. The thing is, like the one thing the Pirates have been good at is hovering over 500 and never dipping below. Like they get to that point and they'll run off a few to at least keep themselves above 500 for a long time.
Hmm.
But it's been rough right now, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's been. I mean, that was a rough homestand, right? I mean, you go 2 and
Mhm.
4. I know you played the Dodgers, but if you drop 2 out of 3 to LA, then you gotta win 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. And they couldn't do it. What was frustrating about this weekend series is that all 3 of those games were winnable, at one point. Friday night, it was a tie game in the 6th inning. On Sunday, you had a 2-1 game in the 6th. You left a lot of base runners on. There were 2 games that they had a shot to win multiple times in both of those games, and they just couldn't do it. And you would hope that at home, coming off that rough 6-game stretch, that they could have put a little bit more together. But the offense just didn't really have it this weekend against the Marlins. And when you don't have the offense, even with the pitching was solid. The starting pitching was pretty good all weekend. I think every starter pretty much just gave up 2 runs, right? Like Ashcraft gave up 2 on Friday, Bubba gave up 2 on Saturday, Skeens gave up 2 on Sunday. So your starting pitchers gave you the chance to win every single game. They pitched well enough to win every single game, and the offense didn't come through this weekend.
Right. I mean, I'll add this though to the pitching side. I mean, the bullpen is still a problem, but we talk about them week after week after week, and I like this entire show to say the bullpen sucks is just I feel overkill. I mean, there is more to it, like you mentioned. The bullpen has been an issue. It's still an issue. It is a major issue, but Konnor Griffin's been out of the lineup. Oneil Cruz now out of the lineup. Oneil Cruz likely be out of the lineup 4 to 6 weeks. Konnor coming back at some point. At some point, he's gonna be working out in Bradenton this week. Rumor is he might need a rehab start. He's on his throwing program now, so like the return's near. It sounds near-ish, right? Like it's probably not gonna be another month or so, right? Without both of them, but you're kind of seeing a problem with both of those two out of the lineup. I mean, Jared Triolo is now taking second or shortstop full time. That means Nick Gonzalez is playing third base full time, which means, of course, the defense that's already bad is looking a little bit worse. But again, offensively, Jared Triolo now every single day player in that offense. With Oneil Cruz out, Jake Mangum, like everyday center fielder, more or less, in that offense. And that's a bit of a struggle. It's not that this offense is now inept completely. It's not like we're seeing the 2025 Pittsburgh Pirates all of a sudden. But Oneil Cruz, I mean, this is a guy who is on pace for like a 100 season with like 35 home runs, 50 stolen bases. He had like an 820 something OPS at the time.
Yeah.
Connor Griffin, the defense at shortstop, but also he was heating up. I mean, he was one of the better hitters on this team in May. So those are two big parts of this lineup that have been out of it, and you're kind of seeing what this lineup looks like over the past week without them too.
I mean, they're Tyler Callahan having the absolute day of his life away from being one for their last 9.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I mean, that's where they're at. Like, this could have they could have been swept by the Braves and swept by the Dodgers if not for Callahan just going off. And yeah, the offense is certainly not what you want it to be right now. Like I said, they are shorthanded, like you mentioned. Marcell Ozuna being unplayable is certainly a problem, uh, especially against left-handed pitchers. They didn't see them this weekend, but left-handed pitchers are going to pose a problem for this lineup because one, Oneil Cruz was actually hitting lefties, so he was like one of your better hitters. Konnor Griffin being on the right side of the plate, but like that was kind of it. Like there's no other right-handed hitters in this lineup that can carry you against lefties. That's what you've kind of needed Ozuna for, and he just hasn't been getting the job done. Reynolds has had a good season, but even him, he's kind of cooled off a little bit this month. You kind of were hoping that you'd see,
which is odd,
typical June Brian Reynolds, but he hasn't been outstanding this month. He's been good, he's been fine, but he hasn't been outstanding. He had a good game yesterday that bumped up his numbers for the month. But yeah, overall, I mean, the best hitter on this team this month has maybe been. I mean, Horwitz has been good. Jake Mangum's been good. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. It's the power. Cruz not being there hurts them a lot. When Cruz went on the IL, the Pirates hadn't won a game all year with Oneil Cruz out of the lineup. And they just played, what, 7 games without him, Sunday through Sunday. And they went 2-5 without Cruz. So their record when Oneil Cruz is not starting is very bad.
Right.
So they got to figure out a way to win without Oneil Cruz.
I mean, oddly enough, as it might sound to you right now, but your WAR leader in the month of June offensively is still Oneil Cruz at a .4, tied with Tyler Callahan. But like you saw again, like you're saying, as far as hitters go, like, yeah, I mean, Tyler Callahan is a beast right now in his 25 plate appearances. But outside of that, like, yeah, Jake Mingham's having a solid month. Brian Reynolds, a 121 WRC plus. Spencer Horwitz, 111. Nick Gonzalez, 103. Endy Rodriguez, 101. And then like Lyles, 75. Ozuna, 64. Like, it's some guys are kind of struggling right now on top of it. And the thing is, like, that's fine. That's okay, guys. Well, that's the point of having a deep lineup, because 2 or 3 are in their struggles, whatever. You have 2 or 3 that are performing well and such, right? Other guys are picking people up. It's not like, I mean, Brendan Lyles had a few weeks where he struggled before as well, but it was okay because Ron O'Hearn was there. Oneil Cruz was there. Spencer Horwitz was there. Brian Reynolds was there. You know what I mean? Like, you have other guys to pick them up. Now we're back in the situation where there is only like about 4 competent hitters. So when 2 are struggling, you only have 2 that aren't in the lineup, and that's what's kind of happening right now without Cruz and Griffin.
Yeah. I mean, they're now sitting 2-9 on the year when Oneil Cruz doesn't start.
That's an issue.
2-9. And we've seen the impact not having Griffin has had. Like, it's kind of, I think you're going to play Nick Gonzalez pretty much every day anyways, but like that left side of the infield with Triolo and Gonzalez isn't great. We've seen Gonzalez make some costly errors the last week or 2. Triolo has actually played decent shortstop since Griffin's been out, but maybe there are instances late in games where Triolo's playing third instead of Gonzalez, and there's a little bit better defense there at third base. So yeah, it's certainly not going great right now And they need to figure something out because one, the starting pitching hasn't been outstanding, but it's been okay. But this bullpen, DiNardo, whether it's a lead that you're trying to protect, whether it's a close game that you're trying to keep a close game so that you can have your offense come back, if it's a tie game, Don Kelly is just strapped with options out there and just not everybody he puts in. It's just no matter who it is, it's a different guy every single day. They're just not getting the job done.
Right. I mean,
We talked about on the post-game show yesterday with Doug. It's just like at this point, he's just like rolling a dice. That's who's going in. And it's a 50-50 shot, essentially, if they're going to get a clean inning or not.
50-50?
50-50 is probably about right, but maybe even worse. Like, you sent out that list of the bullpen ERAs last night, and, you remove, Bubba because of his follower. You remove Tyler Callahan, who's the best reliever up to this point, and you remove Carmen Mlodzinski because apparently Carmen Mlodzinski can't actually be used as a real relief pitcher. He's just being babied along as this de facto piggyback starter for Jared Jones, and he can't do anything else other than that to help this team win a game. So you take him out of the equation because he's not even available 80% of the time, DiNardo. You take him out of the equation, and yeah, those bullpen ERAs looked rough. I think Gregory Soto was under a 4, and I think Matson was under a 4.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And
Mason Montgomery was above a 4 ERA because I guess his ERA gets lower than that because of his opening outings. But yeah, like we're talking about a bullpen that has essentially one person in it that's average or better.
Right. Sisk has a 180. Soto has a 326.
Sisk. I forgot about Sisk.
But that's okay. Like, I mean, Sisk has done a lot. That's the conundrum that we talk about. It's been a lot of low leverage, and sometimes you put him in a higher leverage, he doesn't look good. So it's like, yeah, the ERA looks good, but do you still trust him? Is he one of the guys that you trust and can rely on in the bullpen to get you that big out? Soto absolutely is. I mean, he did, he'll have his struggles here and there. Every reliever does. Like a 3.26 ERA is perfectly fine for a reliever. But yeah, you take out Mlodzinski because a lot of his relief appearances have been in bulk starts roles where he got an opener for him. You take out Bubba for the same situation. Matson has a 3.86 ERA, but a 6.12 expected ERA with a 6.86 Ks per 9, but 5.14 walks per 9. Right? Like, I don't know if I really trust the guy who's walking 5.14, but also can't strike guys out. Johan a 431, Dennis Santana 482, and yeah, like Mason Montgomery as a reliever, like not as an opener, right? When he's coming out of the bullpen in those situations, a 509 ERA, Benoit 514, Justin Lawrence who was DFA'd 532, Wilbert Otel now to 589, Antoine Kelly 771, Hunter Barco 771, Urquidy 853, Cam Sanders 9. It's bad. And that's what you're saying. Like, yes, there's a lot of guys that aren't trustworthy, but even with the guys that are, it just seems I joked about this, I feel like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, calling it like the virus. It's just like everyone in this bullpen has caught the virus, and it just doesn't matter who it is. When you need that big out, when you even call old reliable, that guy struggles at that time. And like Gregory Soto comes in and gives up 4 earned runs. It's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who Don Kelly goes to. It could be the right situation. I mean, guys were pounding the table about Wilbert Otel. Why aren't you using Dotel in the situation? Why aren't you using Dotel in the situation? And he goes to Dotel, and Dotel gives up 4 runs. Like, this was the perfect opportunity. This is what everyone wanted. And then Dotel's the guy that blows at that time. Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it's not a functioning bullpen. Like, and Konnor, you're saying it, Bucko Commish, everybody, we're talking about Carmen here. Like, I despise the way they are using him. I can't tell you how ridiculous this is. It's absolutely ridiculous, DiNardo. Like on Wednesday, Jared Jones starts. He goes 4 innings. Carmen pitches a scoreless 5th, and then he gives up what 4 runs in the 6th inning.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, they should have taken him out. Should have taken him out of the game and said, "Okay, hey, you're done. We're gonna take you out. That way, you're available this weekend if we need you."
What?
Instead, they let him throw 76 pitches, and guess what? You can't use them for another week now. Because guess what? It would have been awesome in the 2-2 game in the 6th inning on Friday night to be able to go to Carmen Mlodzinski. Instead, you went to your best option, which was apparently Wilbur Dotel, and he gave up 4 runs, 3 runs. Like he gave up multiple runs. It would have been great to go to Carmen maybe yesterday, to hold the game at 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you went to Brandon Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
He gives up 2 runs. Like, there are games that they are losing right now because Carmen Mlodzinski apparently can't be bothered to pitch those games. And not only can he not even be bothered to pitch, DiNardo, he's not even in the bullpen. He's wearing a T-shirt in the dugout. Like, the dude's not even available in the sense that he's not even in the spot he's supposed to be. This is what just frustrates the hell out of me is this usage of Carmen Mlodzinski. It's like, what's the point of this? Like, he is not helping this team right now because planning relievers out, like scheduling relievers, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. So dumb. Use your bullpen the way that the games are dictating you to use your bullpen. Because right now, your best relief pitcher, and you know what? Carmen Mlodzinski probably is your best relief pitcher right now. Like, if you were to say who do you trust most in one inning?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Soto or is it Mlodzinski? I'm probably going Carmen Mlodzinski. Like, he has shown me time and time again, he's a very, 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 very effective reliever. Gregory Soto, I trust him a lot, right? But I trust Carmen a lot in that role. And he's not available to do it 80% of the games. Like Konnor says here, like there's no one has a role, it seems.
Right.
Everybody's just, okay, go out there and pitch until you're tired. Like that's kind of what's happening right now. Like, you've got long relievers after long reliever after long reliever. Everybody's a multi-inning reliever. Why? Why are we doing this? It's not working. Whatever they're doing isn't working. Try something else. Maybe try operating like a normal bullpen.
So just because you bring that up, I want to bring that up also. Before we do, just before I go into this little bit of a tangent here as well, tell everyone about the Fair Coffee and Tea. The Fair is a family and employee-owned operated business, which we were at Saturday, or I'm sorry, you guys are at Sunday. They believe that coffee and tea are one of life's simplest and most accessible pleasures, and when enjoyed thoughtfully, can open your eyes to the here and now. They have 5 locations across the city of Pittsburgh, including their flagship in the heart of Pittsburgh's historic Strip District. Don't forget to stop by the Fair's new location downtown on Penn Avenue, right across from the Benedum. Grab a cup and fuel up on your walk to PNC Park. Mobile ordering is available. Check out their Instagram for more details. And of course, Jim, tell everyone how they save themselves 30%.
Yeah. Load up your cart at defair.coffee, DEFER.coffee. Put in promo code NS930 right here at the bottom of your screen, and it'll take 30% off your order.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah, it was great. We actually, Sunday before the game, me, Tyler, Dougie Fresh, we went to Pamela's for breakfast, and it was like a 40-minute wait. So we're like, yeah, let's go get some coffee around the corner at the fair, grab some coffee, drank that while we were waiting, and then went in and had some Pamela's.
Boom. So I want to get to the roles part here too. And I just say this too because I know this is always person that stands out every time, like we talk about this, and that's Fort. I mean, Fort's been very crucial. Like, just tell someone what they have to do. That's so important for a guy to know what he has to do, right? What is his role? We can disagree on if we believe the player he's talking about is good enough to be an MLB player or not, right? But like the biggest thing Fort always harps on is like, just tell a guy what the role is, right? That does so much for a player. And you're right, like with this bullpen, I understand like the idea of this year, like Dennis Santana is the closer, like in pencil. But you know what? We're gonna kind of go with matchups. Like Soto will get his opportunities, maybe someone else will. And like I'm kind of okay with that. But like when you do look at this bullpen, there is Soto as the closer. Like you can label that as this point in time. But after that, like like there's just guys. It's just a bunch of guys thrown out of the wall and saying, "Oh, here's the 8 right now that was stuck. You guys are in the bullpen. We'll pull Soto away. He's the closer, and the 7 rest of you noodles are just on the wall, and I'll just pick at them whenever I choose to." And they all, I mean, they all do suck, but there's just no roles. Like I just feel like there's no like understanding like outside of Carmen Mlodzinski.
Carmen Mlodzinski has a very clearly defined role at this point.
So I take that back. There's two roles. Carmen Mlodzinski is following up Jared Jones every time, and so does the closer. And then it's just those guys, those noodles, just sticking on a wall. And whenever I pick one off to go into the game, they go in the game. So there's part of that. So yeah, the roles part absolutely. But I'm with you, man. Like this whole Carmen Mlodzinski thing. The reason that there was this whole battle to get Carmen into the bullpen was because of the weapon that he is and because of how bad this bullpen needs Carmen Mlodzinski. You're losing the reason that you need him. You're losing the weapon. You have lost it. You're scheduling a bullpen start. So part of that is just the fact that, like you mentioned, 80% of the games he's not available to, but like that 20%, he might not be needed per se. Like, think about that. And I understand he didn't perform in that game, but think about the one that he was supposed to when he first went in the bullpen. He was supposed to follow Braxton Ashcraft because they wanted to limit his innings that game. And the Pirates just handily won that game. Like, he would have pitched for no reason if he was actually ready to pitch in that game, right? The one that you talk about with Jared Jones that he piggybacked in, he gave those 4 runs. Like you pull him, right? So he's available for a game that you need. You allow him to go. And again, it was almost the opposite effect in that game. Like they didn't need him to pitch because they were out of it. Like the lead was gone. They were down by like 4 runs at that point in time. Save him for another day. You don't. You keep letting him pitch that because that's the day he's scheduled to pitch. So you waste how many more pitches, how many more innings he throws in a lost cause, more or less, where he could have been saved for a game this weekend that he could have been used. Like yes, the reason that you have Carmen Mlodzinski back in the bullpen is for 2026 second half Carmen Mlodzinski, 2025 reliever Carmen, or 24 reliever Carmen Mlodzinski. When it's like, I can give you 1 inning, I can give you 2 innings, I can give you 3 innings. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy in high leverage, long relief, whatever you need me for. But I can come in at any point in time and make sure this team has that ability to win a game. And now you're just scheduling relief appearances. And yeah, like who's to say Jared pitches and he comes out of the game in the 5th or even the 4th and they're up 7-0. You're just gonna put Carmen, like you're just gonna waste Carmen Mlodzinski now?
But they've already done that.
Right. Okay. That's why we have Carmen in the bullpen now? So he can pitch in a 7-0 lead? No, that's when you go give it to Bidwa. But no, you put Bidwa in when it's was it 2-1 at the time, or is it a 1-1? Oh, it's a 2-1 game.
Yesterday was 2-1.
Yeah, yep. 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 ball game. Now you put in Bidwa. So cool. Great usage of your bullpen.
Yeah, man. It's so frustrating. Because you look at that bullpen and you need a right-handed pitcher that you can rely on, and what is killing you is that you have one. Like, there is a guy out there where you're like, I would feel good about putting this guy in, but he's not even in the bullpen, DiNardo. He's literally physically not even there. He's not even seemingly available. Not even available because, oh, he's scheduled to follow Jared Jones. That's what he's scheduled to do. There's 4 other games. There's 4 other games. And like you said, like, that Jared Jones start may not always matter, like, quote unquote matter, whether he comes in or not. Like, sure, the innings matter, but yeah, if Jared Jones pitches 5 scoreless innings and the Pirates bats are working and it's an 8-0 game, you're just gonna let Carmen throw 80 pitches over the next 4 innings and then not be available for the next week because he had to get his work in a completely non-leveraged situation, and then the next 4 games that you play that are all close, he's just chilling in the dugout without a jersey on.
Or the opposite. Like, what if
It
he only goes
makes no
4.1 and it's
yeah,
a 6-0 like,
yeah,
you're losing 6-0.
yeah, yeah. What if you're losing 6-0? You're just gonna go, okay, Carmen, your time to throw 4 meaningless innings. Like,
Right.
it's 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 stupid. Like, I don't know if I don't know if this is a team strategy. I don't know if this was with input from Carmen, where it's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'll do this, but I want to be used this way so that I can, rack up innings on a starter schedule. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they're doing this. They have other people out there who can eat multiple innings, right? Like, they have long relief options. And Carmen can be one of those options. But at this point, DiNardo, like, if it's a 2-1 game in the 8th inning and the Pirates are winning, that 8th, ninth inning job, like, as we saw on Saturday, it's probably, depending on the matchup, like, you're putting Johan Ramirez into high leverage situations all the time. And Johan has performed admirably at times this year, but we've also seen Johan just be Johan, right? It's that experience, right? It's a coin flip.
Flip the coin.
It's a dice roll. Like, you have no idea which Johan Ramirez is going to come out. He's wild. He's effective. He's ineffective. He can't throw a ball to first base. Like, who knows which Johan Ramirez is coming out? What I don't understand is that in a situation where he's needed, your best right-handed bullpen option is sitting in the dugout with a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
It's
Can we
stupid.
just
Again, it's dumb. I don't know who, like, again, whoever came up with this strategy, it's a dumb strategy. It's a really dumb strategy.
so I do just want to touch on this. Just let me just ask this question more or less. I want your viewpoint because I also feel a type of way about that. Um, how is that perceived? I guess I just look at this like you're part of the bullpen, but it's like, I'm not. Let- let- I There was this whole thing about Carmen to begin with, and it's like, and now he can't even be part of that group. It's like I'm not one of you. You know what I mean? It just kind of grinds my gears a little bit too, especially after the air quotes incident. And again, like, I don't know how he's perceived in there with this. We talked like it's probably not much, but who knows? You don't know. There's 25 other guys in that clubhouse. They all could think differently in that sense. Now you're in the bullpen, but I'm not in the bullpen. I'm not. I'm not with you guys. It just is. It's also just a bad look.
I think it's a bad look. I mean, watching the games and I'm seeing Carmen Mlodzinski just chilling in the dugout with a t-shirt on. That's a bad look to me as someone watching the game. It makes me think, oh, all that stuff that was said, it's bullshit. Like, no, he's not doing everything he can to help the team. And again, if this is his idea and you're just like, okay, this is what you're going to do, you got to stop it. Like Konnor said, like, I don't really care who's responsible. It just needs to stop. Like it is stupid. It is dumb. It's absolutely ridiculous that 4 out of 5 games you're handcuffed in the bullpen because your best right-handed reliever isn't even wearing his jersey that day. Again, like, I'm not, like, when I'm saying he's literally not suited up to play. Not like he's not even in nice uniform, DiNardo. Like, what are we doing? No, he's scheduled to pitch tomorrow. You win today. Win today. Worry about tomorrow.
Right. That's such the problem right now.
And I don't have a huge issue with going with Benoit yesterday. Like, I don't think you can't. I know people like always want to use their best pitchers when you're like in a close game. You can't actually do that. Like, you can't pitch your best reliever every time you're down by 1 or 2 runs, because then you're going to throw your best reliever 150 times and it's not possible.
To cut you off there just momentarily.
Yeah.
Most teams have more than one.
Yeah, that's true. Most teams have more than 1 or 2, right? You got to be able to trust your middle relief guys to like steal you a win every now and then.
Right.
So like, I'm actually okay not going with Carmen yesterday in the 8th. I'm okay with it. What I'm not okay with is that, like, he wasn't available to pitch on Friday, right? Like, Friday would have been a great day to use Carmen Mlodzinski. And instead he was wearing a t-shirt in the dugout.
Yeah.
Because you threw him 76 pitches in a game where you shouldn't have let him throw 76 pitches in.
Yeah, man. It's I don't get it. And like, this is where, like, we won't probably find out for a while. If we find out like who's this directive really coming from and how much is it handcuffed? Like is this Don Kelly what he wants? Is this Ben Cherington what he wants? I'm on the side, it probably is more of Ben Cherington. But like, how much is Donnie pushing back? I don't know. But even regardless of that, like the whole Carmen Mlodzinski thing and the t-shirt, like when I talk about the manager, right? I think a lot of the X's and O's, they get hammered on. And the thing that I think a lot of us miss is most managers are bad at managing baseball. Like every fan base, every team, it's like, why did the manager do this? Why did the manager do that? Like, they get harped on. Every fan base hates their manager. They're the worst manager for the most part, right? What I really think they make their money on is the behind the scenes stuff, like the Carmen Mlodzinski situations. And that's one where I feel like Don Kelly has not been winning in that one. I like Don Kelly seems to be liked in the clubhouse, right? We saw at the beginning, he's a young manager. I think he gets a lot of hate for a lot of situations. And again, a lot of situations are kind of like he's handcuffed with. Like, this is the bullpen that he has. You can scream all day about what he's doing with the bullpen, who he's using, but like, it doesn't matter because everyone sucks. But this is where you make your money as a manager, I feel like, right? Like, this is where Terry Francona is a great X and O's guy. Joe Maddon's not. But Joe Maddon just seems to have a clubhouse and knows how to manage people, right? And do all the good leadership type of stuff usually. And that's why he was beloved, in Chicago and whatnot. But this is where I feel like Don Kelly has not been doing a good job with this situation, like, at all.
Yeah, I think what Don Kelly's good at is, like, his team hasn't given up. Like, I haven't seen this Pirates team ever give up.
No,
they're trying hard. They're doing their best. But yeah, he doesn't really seem to be pulling the right strings at times. And like being a manager is like you're a manager, right? Like, you're a manager of people. Like, you've got to,
right.
However this Carmen Mlodzinski situation was handled, it wasn't handled correctly. And it could be 100% all on Carmen, right? Like I do not know. It could be all Carmen. Like he could have been being told some stuff the whole time. From my read on it, it was more so, hey, they told him this. He clearly wasn't very happy with it. He took it extremely hard. He removed himself from the team for a day. And now he's being used in a role that's not really helping the team out in the best of ways. So I this is bad. It's just bad. They have to figure it out. They have to figure it out. And like there are other things that we can talk about that this team also needs to figure out. But this bullpen is a major, major problem. They do need to go out there and actually like add some competent people too. Like they're just shuffling people in and out of Indy and it's not working. They need to figure something out. But what sucks is they do have one guy out there who, if used properly, can help out. And he's just not.
Yep. I don't know what the answer is. It's not internal. Like it's just
There's yeah,
not.
I mean
I was
internally you're just going to be throwing darts internally and hoping one sticks.
I was hopeful for Antoine Kelly, and I think his one appearance, it was his first game. And the thing I want to say about this too, like I think it gets lost is, I mean, we talk about Konnor. I think we talk about this a lot on like the hitting side, that there's like an adjustment period, like it'll come around, it'll probably struggle. Like that happens for relievers too. Like there's a like you can't expect every pitcher to come up and go to the bullpen and just be lights out. Like there might be some struggles, right? As a rookie, it's his first time. However, like he didn't get the opportunity. It was a one and done. It was back to the Bidwa thing, right? You're fine in that situation. Like again, also perspective. Bidwa was the guy that they sent down to AAA, and then immediately put him back up, and you're in this big situation. But anyway, like he came up. I'm hopeful to see what he has, and I think he could be one of those guys that maybe you find a flash in the pan with, and he had one opportunity, was sent right back down. So I'm assuming he's not really going to be given that opportunity here anytime soon again. And without him, like this is kind of what you have. And like I don't really see any more internal ways to improve this team outside of the guys they've already used. Antoine Kelly still could be one of those soon, not right now. So they have to do something. Like I just feel like they have to do something. I do feel like they're a team that's good enough that can hover around 500 for some time, but it's like, is that really worth it at this point in time? Is that what you want to do? Like, do you want to hover until July? This is a tough division, man. We're seeing it like right now. Like, it's already the middle of June. It's still a tough division. I don't know if hanging around right now or just going out there and getting what you already know that you need now to help you for even more than the 2 remaining months. Let's help you out for 3 of them. I don't know, but any more reliever stuff?
No, they got to figure something out, and whether that's making an early trade or whether that's putting Carmen back in the role that he needs to be put back in. They got to do something here because it is costing them games, like multiple games on a weekly basis.
Right. I'm with you. Like
this team's 500 and they shouldn't be. Like it's the 5th best offense in baseball. Shouldn't be a 500 team.
No, I just most cases in the mindset of like I understand it's tough right now. I understand like just you're gonna have to wait it out, whatever. But like there's so many things. This season is so important for so many people. Ben Cherington might have a job depending on how the season goes. Right. And that's probably the most important person in Ben Cherington's eyes right now of why I should go ahead and maybe overpay in a trade or something at this point in time. Because do you want a job or do you not want a job? But, like that's what I'm kind of going at that. Like this season is so important that is it worth it of I might have to give up a little bit more? Because again, like what's the going cost of middle relievers to begin with? I'm not here trying to say like just blow up the farm for middle relievers, but you're not gonna have to blow up the farm for middle relievers. Like if you have to overpay to ensure you get a few guys right now, it might be worth it to overpay and lose out on some trades to win the bigger picture, which is this 2026 MLB season. Anyways, let's go and talk about some more things. The catcher situation, Joey Bart coming back. Before we do, of course, let's kick it on over to Cody Licious.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
So Joey Bart's been out for like a month with this foot infection. After some time, everyone's like, "What's going on with Joey Bart? Is he coming back? He's not." And then it was like just out of nowhere, it's like, "All right, he's going to be in Bradenton on rehab." Then he's supposed to AAA with his rehab, and it sounds like he's probably coming back soon. And Jim, honestly, we're at the point I feel like where we are praying for when Joey Bart can return to this lineup. Is that where we're at?
I wouldn't say I'm to the point where I'm praying. But I'm not sure if he's gonna have another week or not. I know he's, he had 1 game in Bradenton. He had 2 games in Indianapolis this past week. He hit the ball really well in his 2 games in Indy, OPS of 1,500 in those 2 games. But so it sounds like, like get his timing back, let him catch a few games, let him get some reps in. My guess is he's still probably a week away. Like they're probably going to let this road trip happen. But yeah, we need to start talking about what this is going to look like, because you have Endy Rodriguez, who, quite frankly, I kind of wrote off. Maybe it was fair, maybe it was unfair, but I mean, it's not like he's like
I think it's fair.
Young spring chicken anymore. Like he's 26 years old. And yeah, I kind of wrote him off. He hasn't really hit in AAA in a couple years. He's always hurt. When he has had major league time, it hasn't been good. But DiNardo, this month with Joey Bart out, and he's played 21 games. He's hitting 226, but with an OBP of 388, and he's almost slugging 400. He's got, like I said, OPS 7, like high 700s. Henry Davis, on the other hand, is doing what Henry Davis always does. Has a BABIP of like 4. Pops up 80% of his at-bats, homers the other, 5%, and then hits a line drive right to the third baseman the other 15% of the time, or strikes out, right? He has been just dreadful offensively, and he is Paul Skeens' personal catcher. But Endy has been getting the bulk of the playing time, recently, and deservedly so. He should be. So, yeah, we're going to be faced with a situation here when Bart is coming off this IL, and they're going to have to make a decision. Do you carry 3 catchers? Do you send Endy back down? Because, well, Davis is Skeens' catcher, and you can't send him down. Or do you send Davis down and say, hey, Paul, I know you like throwing to Henry, but he's not one of the best 2 catchers on this team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting conversation. I think you have to, in my opinion, send Henry Davis down to AAA. And Endy Rodriguez is your main catcher, and Joey Bart's your backup. But Henry Davis has not been playing Major League caliber baseball this year.
Yeah. So the one thing historically, it wasn't so much this year, and that was the problem with Joey Bart. It's like, if you're not even going to hit lefties, why are you on this team? Historically, he hits better against lefties. That's what this club needs in a big way. So again, that's what, like, maybe him coming up, with the loss of Oneil Cruz and Konnor Griffin, maybe he can help a little bit there against lefties. But Henry Davis isn't bad offensively, and I don't think anyone's shocked. I think the biggest problem, though, is when you thought he could at least make it up defensively, right? As a defensive catcher, he's not. I'm not saying he's not cutting it, right? Like we see the arm, like he's fine back there as a catcher. I just don't think he's elite enough this year where, like, it's making it up, right? And also, like, we talked about this last year. I think it's too early in the year to really use these numbers for true meaning. But the big thing last year was the catcher ERA. Like, when Henry Davis is back there, even if you took out the Paul Skeens starts, right? Because again, he's Paul Skeens' personal catcher. It's like, even if you take out the Paul Skeens starts, Henry Davis is so elite compared to, like, Joey Bart, right? The catcher ERA and such. Right now, as the season is, Henry Davis's the catching ERA is 4.11 for Henry Davis. That's with Paul Skeens. Now, also, like, again, why it's too early for this and understand some nuance. Like, the bullpen's just bad, right? The bullpen's bad. And I don't think you put that too much on the catchers. Like, the bullpen's bad. Someone has to catch them. When that blow up happens, it's going to be on whoever's ERA. But Henry Davis, 4.11. Endy Rodriguez, 4.88. Joey Bart, 3.70. I just say that for the sense of, and again, Joey Bart's only 20 games, Henry Davis 45, Endy 18. It's small sample, but Joey Bart has actually been fine this year when he's behind the plate as far as catcher ERA goes. Henry Davis 4.11. It's not what it was last year, but again, the bullpen's way worse last year. I just say this in a sense too. Again, it's not so much as like, oh, Joey Bart's better this year defensively, so it's fine. It's just more or less like Henry Davis isn't showing that he's elite enough defensively in my mind to say, even as good as Endy's been at the plate, it's Endy going back down. I'm with you. I look at this and say, even though Henry Davis has a better catcher ERA than Endy and all that, whatever, like, Endy's proven he belongs right now. He's earned it, and opposed to Henry Davis. And I'm fine with Joey Bart and Endy Rodriguez at this point in time.
Yeah, I just kind of look back at 2023, right? This was my stance, this was your stance, pretty much everybody's stance, but we trashed Austin Hedges. Like, what Austin Hedges was doing was not acceptable.
But why was it acceptable?
It wasn't acceptable because the offense was so bad that it didn't make up for how good he was defensively. It was so bad that it didn't matter how good defensively he was. For me, that was the issue. And the team needed offense at that time too. Like, they didn't really need a defensive first catcher. They needed people who could hit. But I want to compare 2026 Henry Davis to 2023 Austin Hedges right now.
Please do.
And in 2023, Austin Hedges had an OPS of, this is for the Pirates, 667. I'm sorry, no, 467. Quite a bit. 467 OPS for Austin Hedges. Henry Davis is a little bit above that, right? Henry Davis's OPS is at least over 500, right? It is 514. Just doing math.
It is for now.
514. The difference is it was like, well, Hedges is playing every day because he's good defensively. Okay, let's compare that. Austin Hedges as a Pirate in 2023, 9 defensive runs saved, 13 plus 13 fielding run value. Henry Davis this year, 2 defensive runs saved, 0 fielding run value. He's an above average defensive catcher. The offensive struggles aren't worth what he's bringing to you defensively. It's just it doesn't. They don't weigh like the lack of offensive production is outweighing the defensive production right now for Henry Davis, and he does not deserve to be on this team. Like, quite frankly, that's really what it comes down to. And I know it's like sometimes it's like just what's you got to go with kind of what the roster looks like, but as of right now, Henry Davis does not deserve to be a Major League Baseball player. He's not so good defensively that this type of offensive production is acceptable by any means.
Right.
I don't know. You use the word that Endy Rodriguez has proven that he belongs here. I don't know if he's proven that he belongs here.
He's earning it. I'll say it that way.
He's earning it. Yeah. That's the I think that's the right word there. Like, Endy Rodriguez, when given the opportunity, has taken advantage of it thus far this year, and he's earned the chance in his spot on this team. Joey Bart, I can't really say too many good things about him right now. It's not like he's lighting the world on fire defensively or offensively, but he does bring you something that you need, which is a right-handed bat. Historically, he's been really good against lefties, like you mentioned. And as not great as he's been offensively, he's been his WRC plus is almost twice of what Henry Davis's is. Those are the two people who deserve to be on the Major League roster on this team. Henry Davis is not one of them. So
right.
That's what I'm probably doing. The other option is just to kind of go full on nuclear and just say, yeah, Davis, you are Skeens' catcher, and we're not going to change that. And then you got to look somewhere else. And I saw somebody throw out, I think it was Steelo on Twitter, where like the right move is to release Marcell Ozuna, and that's just not going to happen. Carry 3 catchers, but I think this is the choice. Like, again, I kind of just keep going back to it. And I love Henry Davis. I'm saying this as a huge Henry Davis supporter, right? He's not getting the job done. He's not a Major League catcher right now.
Yeah. What I wanted to add into the whole Austin Hedges thing, which is what really makes this disappointing and sad, is the other reason Austin didn't deserve to be there. There was such controversy there. It wasn't so much that the offense stunk and for roster construction. It was also because, guys, you have a Henry Davis here. What are you doing? Get Austin Hedges out of here. There's Henry Davis sitting right there in AAA or AA at that point, whatever it was at that point in time. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Get rid of this. Let's get Henry Davis up here. And there was all that controversy just so you could have a lesser version of Austin Hedges. That's what's disappointing. Like, if Henry Davis wasn't in this organization, I don't think Austin Hedges gets the hate that he had. Now, it still would be there. Absolutely. And again, warranted. But he doesn't get half the hate, I think, if Henry Davis isn't in the organization, because he's sitting there hitting 400 wherever he was at, hitting bombs right and left wherever he was at that point in time when you're making that argument. Austin Hedges got that hate. And Austin Hedges got all that hate for a lesser version of himself. So to that, I say, I'm sorry, Austin Hedges. I apologize. You're still bad. But yeah, that's what makes this whole Henry Davis thing just terrible. I mean, we never thought he'd be the above average catcher defensively, and he is, and credit him to that. But we didn't need him to be just an above average defensive catcher to have an absolute Austin Hedges type of bat. That's what you got.
I mean, this is his 4th season of getting major league playing time, and he's never posted a positive WAR.
No,
He's been a bad major league player, and it's approaching the territory. Like, I mean, he's over 800 plate appearances now. Like, we're not talking. I know, like last year when we were having these conversations, it was still like, well, it's like 1 year of playing time. He's at like 2 years of playing time now, and 1.5 years of full time playing time. And weighted runs created plus is 51. WAR is negative 1.9. The power is there. He's got 20 homers, but you still need more than that. And like I said, the defense has been good, but the defense isn't so good that that level of offensive production is acceptable. He needs to go and he needs a complete overhaul of his swing, right? And I don't think he can necessarily do that at the major league level. Like, it's difficult because there's so many things that you're dealing with. Like, you're worried about, like, you got to win games at the major league level. If I'm the Pirates, I'm rolling with Bart and I'm rolling with Endy, and I'm sending Henry Davis to AAA, and I'm saying, stop popping the ball up. Like, you've got to figure out a way to just not pop the ball up so much.
Yeah.
And like, just work on that. Like, that's your thing that you need to figure out, because his pop-up rate is absolutely insane. The reason why his batting average of balls in play is 132, which is the lowest number I think I've ever seen. 13% of the balls that he hits drop in for a hit. League average is roughly, 330-ish. He's like less than half of that. And some of it's unlucky. Like, some of it, he is unlucky. Like, if you look at the expected numbers, he is expected to be better than what he is. The expected numbers still show that he's a bad player, though.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right? Like, it's still like it's saying that he's bad. He's just not as bad as he has been. And the reason for that is because, well, if you hit a ball straight up into the air, your expected batting average of those balls is quite low.
Right.
It's quite low. So it's figure out how to stop doing them.
By the way, league average BABIP right now is 289.
289. That's pretty low, actually.
But also, it probably would be closer to 333 if Henry Davis wasn't.
Henry Davis brings it down
tank it.
like 40 points. Yeah.
But you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. So he's still less than half of the league average batting average of balls in play. And it's just, like I said, it's some of it's unluckiness. And there is that. Like, his WOBA is 237. His expected WOBA is 292. He should have more slugging than he has. But 292 expected WOBA is still a bad baseball player. Like, no matter how you slice it, even if he weren't unlucky, he would still be a bad hitter. Figure it out. He's got to figure it out.
So that's it. Joey Bart's probably coming back, and I think a lot of people were almost thinking like he should be a DFA candidate. And at this point in time, it's just like he needs to be on this roster, because like Henry Davis just gotta go. It's like the bullpen situation. Like, it's not like Joey Bart's an answer. It's not like, oh yeah, but it's someone different, and this one's being bad. You got to get Joey Bart up in here. Maybe that change will be different. Endy was that. Like, there was, like you mentioned, like, there was no expectations for Endy. He wasn't performing at AAA, so I don't think anyone could assume like him coming up is the answer. But it's somewhat different, and maybe just that different will be a spark plug, at least for a short period of time or something, at least. And that's what Endy has been, and it's been a blessing. So Joey Bart coming back, Henry going, maybe that's a win-win situation. Maybe doubtful, but maybe that helps Henry. And of course, with Henry out of the lineup and Joey Bart in, sometimes with Endy, that can help the Pirates a little bit more. Maybe. We'll find out. Yeah. This team needs offense, though. This team needs offense with Konnor out and Oneil out. So again, I do think that's where Endy certainly deserves to stay at this point in time, and with Bart coming back.
Yeah, they also need to get Konnor Griffin back. I think the last update there was he's going to Bradenton this week, and so he's gonna work out for a week there, and then they're gonna reassess it. So it sounds like this road trip is not an option for Konnor Griffin to return. They they need him. I feel like with him and with him and Cruz, like those are your two most athletic players on the team. Like when it comes to just pure athleticism, those are your two guys, and neither of them being out kind of hampers this team quite a bit. Like it's they're spark plugs. They're able to do things that other players can't do, whether that's steal bases at will, right? To being able to take that extra bag when you need them to, being able to score on a play that not everybody can score on. Yes, it's do things in the field that other players can't do in the field. So you're missing out on those two guys. Sucks. Cruz is going to be another, again, 4 to 5 weeks ish, but Griffin, you really could use him back. So hopefully this time next week we're talking about Griffin returning.
I hope so. And just to kind of, well, if I can pull up, I guess, the right numbers. You're talking, like Cruz and Konnor Griffin, top 12 in baseball in stolen bases. Konnor had, he came up a little bit later, and he's been out for a bit more of time as well. But he's 12th in baseball in stolen bases, and of course, Oneil Cruz, we know what he's been doing. Now dropped to 4th, but you're talking about the athleticism. You're talking about the other stuff too, not just being in the lineup and hitting the ball, but what they can do on the bases, right? So, yeah, big loss. If Konnor come back again, he started the throwing routine. That's good. Seems like it might be near as long as things progress. Well, he'll be down in Florida all week as they're on this road trip, which is an interesting road trip as well. Just to bring that up, we saw what the Rockies did to the Athletics yesterday. If there's one thing to get this offense back when they don't have guys like Oneil Cruz and Konnor Griffin in the lineup, it might be playing in that stadium. Is that what we call it?
No, let's kind of make sure. So that those games were being played in Vegas.
Right.
Pirates were playing in Sacramento. So
still Sacramento is not.
It's a different ballpark. Yeah, but Vegas has the elevation to go along with the Mickey Mouse dimensions. Sacramento is certainly still a heavy offensive environment. Not quite like Vegas was. So I don't expect any like 23 run games this week, but they are playing, I guess, in Colorado too. So who knows? And maybe we do. Maybe this is the jolt that the offense needs, is to go to these two hitter-friendly parks. The problem with going to a hitter-friendly park is also your pitching is going there too. So we'll see what happens there. This is a big road trip. You look at kind of the way that this schedule is shaping up. These next 2 weeks are favorable for the Pirates. They've got 4 pretty favorable matchups coming up. I said they got to go on the road here right now, but 6 games against the A's and the Rockies. The Rockies beat you at home earlier this year. You can't lose your season series to the Colorado Rockies. So you got to make sure you go into Coors Field this weekend and take care of business. And the A's, again, they're a middling team. The AL West is a really bad division. They're actually in second place in the AL West, but they're not a good team. Like they're an average American League team, and the American League's pretty down right now. So this is a big road trip. A's, Rockies on the road, and then Mariners, Reds at home. None of those 4 teams are as good as even sniff that Braves Dodgers gauntlet that you just went to. You're basically facing 4 teams that are probably all at about the same or worse than that Marlins team that you just faced. So go in here and take care of business this week on the road. Come home, take care of business. They gotta string some wins together these next 12 games, because this is their opportunity before it gets quite difficult heading into the All-Star break, where you've got Phillies, Braves, Brewers. So win some games these next 2 weeks. You got to.
Right. So again, like going back to the whole point of, this is a team that is resilient. They do fight back, going to the whole Don Kelly situation. This is something they do have. I opened the show talking about how they find themselves at 500 and they'll win some games, get above. Like they don't find themselves getting under. They're at the 500 mark now. You have the Athletics. You have Colorado. Those are two very winnable series. They're winnable. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they're very winnable series. It's a very good opportunity to get back in there. Right now, FanDuel has the Pirates plus 108 with the Athletics. But however, again, very two winnable. And again, these two games can certainly maybe get the offense. Series, get the offense back clicking, back a little bit on fire. Guys like your Brandon Lows, your Ronald Hearns, who have been struggling more recently. Maybe this would be a nice Kickstarter for those two. But at any rate, could also be very interesting because it was the Colorado game last year. That was very interesting.
You know what? Maybe, excuse me. Maybe the Colorado series. Now that Dennis Santana is bad, he's going to be really good in Colorado. Because when he was good, he was bad. So this is the Dennis Santana week.
It's going to turn things around for him. He's going to go back to Colorado and refine his juju that he lost there, giving up those 5 earned runs.
Exactly.
Boom. Love it. All right. Well, there's that then, right? Anything else?
There's that. I don't think so. New episode of Offbeat is out with Alex Stumpf, so make sure you check that out right after this. Post-game show, let's say West Coast trip, so we're going to have some late post-game shows this week, so make sure you stay up with us. 9:40 start times against the A's, so we're looking at, roughly 12:30 a.m. post-game shows all the beginning of this week. So excited for that. We should have a special guest on Thursday's show. We'll announce that once it's confirmed, but we should have a special guest on Thursday's show. But yeah, we're back into the swing of things after NS9 tailgate weekend. And so
boom.
Yeah, we're back to 500 too. They got to win some games.
For sure. And for one last time, appreciate everyone who came out for the tailgate. It was an awesome time. Again, go on the field. Awesome time. And maybe we can do it again this year sometime. Maybe we'll have a third. We'll find out.
Maybe. Yeah.
But at any rate, we'll be back. Grumpy Tyler all week. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.